A force of over 6 million aliens have landed on Earth. They have a wide variety of species alongside them, including reptilians and alien tripods that were buried underground for centuries and have just now come back up to reclaim Earth. 250,000 civilians have banded together to fight against the alien invasion. And they are backed up by every modern military in the world, which is also housing some serious firepower, like M1A2 Abrams over here. This way, we have Sea-Whiz turrets. Over this way, we've got TOS-1 Russian missile systems. And then all the way over this way, we have some Korean machine guns. And then, of course, we have a variety of units from different nations as well. Here's the United Nations Army. Over this way, we have the Vietnamese Army. In the city, we have the modern US Army. We've also got the Chinese Army, the Korean Army, the Russian Army, the German Army. Just so much variety on this battlefield, defending this small little city blockade against 6 million aliens. Can Earth defend against the alien invasion, or will they all die trying? If you guys do enjoy this video, please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and comment down below what other scenarios you'd like to see. Now let's get into this thing. What's up, gamers? I'm here to tell you about Instant Gaming. Instant Gaming is an amazing place where you can get some fire deals on all sorts of video games. Seriously, it's like 60 to 95% off, as you can see here. These are all of the Star Wars titles they have. They literally have every Star Wars title. You can also get XCOM here, Men of War Assault Squad 2. All of the games I play on the channel you can buy here for extremely cheap prices. If you use my affiliate link in the description, it helps me out a ton. So thank you guys for listening to this sponsorship, and thank you to Instant Gaming for continuing to sponsor the channel. Alrighty then, gamers, we're getting right into this thing here. Alien Xenomorphs are charging on forward. Now, the humans over here, the civilians, are actually on guard mode, so they'll only attack when the enemies get close enough to them, and the idea behind that is these guys over here, the sharpshooters, are going to be able to back them up with fire. And we do see TOS systems fizzling out there without causing any explosions, because right now the aliens are too far away. It looks like right about here is where they'll actually be able to shoot the aliens, and until that point, it's just going to be a blind charge. Now, over here, we have some predators that are hunting against some civilians this way. Ooh, little bit laggy over here. Ooh, game froze for just a second there. Sorry about that. But yeah, here are the predators coming in. We do have 6 million folks on the battlefield, so it's bound to have a few lag spikes. TOS systems might be able to hit over here. No, they're fizzling out in the air as well. Everyone's just taking a little bit of time, taking their sweet time getting to the front lines. But here we go. About to see some action, and there we go. One brave soul charges forward all on his lonesome right there against the predators, and it is just full-on chaos here. Obviously, in the real world, I'm pretty sure the predators would absolutely dominate these civilians, but in the Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator 2 world, I think pretty much one predator can kill 2 to 3 humans, something like that, so a bit better, I suppose, for the humans. Over this way, oh, a little more lag right there, but the TOS systems are finally wreaking some havoc on the alien lines here, getting some good shots in there, killing swaths of these guys as they're coming on in, and you can see the battle lines being drawn across here. I don't think these civilians will last like too long, but hopefully they can do a little something. Here are the weird reptilian lizard people. I think these are from like StarCraft or something like that, maybe Warhammer, although they don't look super Warhammer-y. So I think it might be StarCraft, something along those lines, but yeah, some creepy reptilian alien dudes going up against some civilians over here as well. Then this way, of course, we have the alien Xenomorphs going in and crushing a large quantity of human civilians as well. Now, all of this backup fire is resulting in 166,000 alien deaths already on the battlefield, and only 46,000 human deaths so far. I think it's because the TOS-1s are just absolutely tearing it up over here. I mean, each one of those tiny missiles is 10 to 20 kills, and there's like 100 of them in a volley, and no, there's way more than 100 in a volley. That's because those are the Sea-Whizzes. Yes, sir. The CWIS is also gearing up. I was like, wait, that's not a TOS-1 system right there. These are the TOS-1 system shots going over this way, impacting some of these predators over here. So I think that is why the humans are getting so many kills right now, is because of that backup fire, not because of the civilians going fisticuffs against the alien species across the board here. Yeah, their lines are starting to break. We're getting some flankers coming about this way. We do have the wine pooling on. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. That red liquid is definitely wine. YouTube, don't demonetize me. So we can have drowning on the battlefield from that across the entire battlefield, really, depending on where it pools up. But for now, that seems like a fairly harmless area. But perhaps in the city over this way, where all of the rest of the Earth Army is, it could get a little bit more dangerous. Over this way, tripods fighting swaths of human civilians coming forward. Looks like they managed to kill one, but the rest are still managing to zap pretty much all these guys to death. So not going super well for the humans over here against the tripods, and against the alien xenomorphs backed up by tripods, it's going to be even worse for them. I really wish the tripods actually made a sound when they zapped, but sadly, that's not really the case. Now, the Earth Militaries back here do have their Korean cannons firing up. South Korean cannons, of course, and they are absolutely spraying into some of these aliens over here. They're getting a few kills, but it seems like maybe their bullets don't do crazy damage or anything like that, because most of those guys are able to walk away from those shots. Some more civilians over here coming out of guard mode and charging against some more of these aliens. Oh, it is full-on pandemonium across this here battlefield. The middle ground is completely lost for the humans, so pretty soon these M1A2 Abrams will start getting charged over here. The CWISs are continuing to pour fire into the predators that are assaulting over this way. And what's more is somewhere back here, we should have some siren heads. Those them? No, those are more tripods. Oh, here we go. Here are the siren heads. They're spawning in extremely far back, but they will be joining the battlefield at some point once they get far enough forward. And then, a little bit more lag as we go back here. I think it's because of all of the... Oh my god, there are a lot of tripods over here. Holy cow. There we go. There are also these very strange alien soldiers. I'm not entirely sure what property they're from, or if they're, you know, not from any particular property, but they're coming in as well. Alright, going back over here to the front lines where it's less laggy, we do have the Korean machine guns over here managing to stave off the alien invasion that is approaching them. TOS-1 systems also still firing out at them too, which is going to be very, very helpful. Down middle, we do have the modern US Army soldiers firing and backing up their M1A2 Abrams tanks, which are also firing out their HE shell shots at the oncoming enemies here. Yeah, some of these lizard men are trying to charge the modern soldiers and their Abrams in front of them, and they're actually connecting over this way, so these might be the first tanks to go down. Luckily, a lot of these M1 Abrams have just extremely good health from the shielding on their tanks, so they'll be able to withstand a lot of alien attacks, I think. CWISs over here are a different story. They are being backed up right now by the Chinese military right here, as well as the insurgent military with their AK-47s over this way, so as long as those infantrymen can support these CWISs, it should be okay. But if the enemies get too close, those CWISs do not have a lot of health to survive. It can get really bad really fast. It's a little bit laggy over here. Let's head this way real quick. The lag should subside, hopefully. There we go. Once we came over here, the lag did subside a decent bit. As long as we face the Earth Army, it seems to be okay. Some of these M1A2 Abrams are full-on getting just ravaged by the incoming tripods. Although I'm not sure the tripods are getting close enough to actually shoot them. They've got a pretty close range that they need to be at to actually fire. So it can be a little bit rough for them. So honestly, right now the Abrams are doing pretty decent, alongside, of course, the modern U.S. Army soldiers over here helping them out. We do have the United Nations soldiers over here with their FAMASs firing as well, so these guys should be decently effective. The UN soldiers do have a variety of units we can give them. We can give them like L96A1s, we can give them M249s, a bunch of different machine guns, but I'm not sure if we've ever used the FAMASs, so I was like, we'll use those. It does look like a few of the Korean guns have gone down. I think it might be because the aliens do have some shielding on their armor, so technically they can reflect bullets a little bit, and you can see the Vietnamese soldiers getting reflected a few bullets over here as well, which is why a few of them are going down. So this is going to be the weakest point, probably, on the battlefield, because this flank is getting attacked so hard by so many aliens, and the Korean guns are not doing enough right now to hold it up. So that flank is getting gobbled up right now. We got a very cool looking overhead here. Right now, 4.68 million aliens remain, meaning about 1.2 million have died, and 78,700 modern soldiers remain. No civilians remain. Let's do a short little time-lapse overhead here. Okay, not much time has passed, and the lag certainly has increased. Oh, if we go down here, it's not too bad. We just need to be seeing less of the battle. 4.2 million aliens remain, and have they broken through the entirety of the Abrams? I think they did. I think the tripods here just ravaged them. Oh no! There's still some over here, but many over this way did end up dying, so now the US Army soldiers over here are getting attacked pretty head-on by an army of tripods. I believe there's 20,000 tripods in total on the battlefield. As you can see, they're pretty easy to take down. They're nothing crazy, like machine guns can take them down easy. Oh, these are the UN nations plus the modern soldiers mixed together on this little corner. That's kind of cool to see. But they are much harder than your standard enemy, so they're getting a little bit closer, which is a smidge nerve-wracking. We do have the Sea Whizzes still alive, which is a very good sign. These things are such beasts. If they can continue to just like fire like they're doing right now and not die immediately, oh, we're in some good shape there. The insurgents are also covering their flank here incredibly well. Look at this, taking out any predators that attack them, as well as lizard men over here. They're doing a bang-up job. It's weird how we get these weird lag spikes in certain areas. It's very chunky, this battlefield. These guys back here are managing to fire out a decent amount. They're not really the forefront of the battlefield right now. There we go, the lag broke. The TOS ones are firing extremely well as well. I'm glad that we have more modern soldiers in this little city side area here, because these guys are going to be able to fire into the sides of the aliens coming forward this way, and these aliens are full on destroying the Vietnamese soldiers over here. There's a very few number of them left alive, mixed in with some of the UN soldiers over here. And I know the UN soldiers are technically SWAT soldiers, but in these videos we pretend they're UN soldiers because they've got the UN blue uniforms, and the only difference is just SWAT is on the back, so maybe it's a UN SWAT team, you never know. But either way, this remains to be the weakest point on the battlefield, the most susceptible to death. 3.8 million aliens remaining, which means 2.2 million have died, and 71,000 Earth Army units remaining. Let's continue to let this rip and see if this little flank ends up causing some serious problems for the defenders, or maybe they hold out. This is definitely the linchpin area. If something bad happens here, the rest of the defenses will definitely suffer from it. But let's just see if anything does happen. Okay, we are now halfway through the battle, and 3 million, well, 2.8 million aliens still remain. So, we have 52,000 modern units left alive. Ooh, the M1 Abram line seems to have broken, which has resulted in these modern soldiers over here getting totally surrounded. That is a very, very bad sign. UN troopers here submerged in a wine lake, and I believe that is their reason for death right there. So the UN troops are actually so powerful. They're holding out like completely while their allies drop dead around them. That is pretty brutal right there. We do have Sea Whizzes down. That's so sad. Over this way, we've got the Chinese forces fighting against some Siren Heads over here. And insurgents over here still getting really good, powerful fire out too. But it is such a shame that the Sea Whizzes are down. That is going to be a huge loss. TOS-1 still alive back here. That's the only vehicle that the Earth armies have access to anymore. And it looks like over here, we do have some of these forces getting attacked in the middle ground, which is definitely not a good thing inside the city right there. So things are starting to get a little bit more disastrous, actually, as we watch. And now only 45,000 modern soldiers remain. Let's go ahead and time-lapse overhead here, because it'll be interesting to see how everyone does in the grand scheme of things, because this flank is still holding. So I'd be curious to see how these insurgents do in holding out. Despite the recent shortcomings, the Earth Army is still holding. The insurgents are chilling over here. They're killing tripods. They're killing siren heads. This must be actually a pretty solid unit, considering the fact that they're still alive. That is actually pretty impressive. Yeah, they're literally killing siren heads left and right. There are only 1,000 siren heads on the battlefield, so they shouldn't last forever. TOS-1 still alive back here. However, we don't have many more of these troopers, whatever Asian army that is. I'm not sure what it's supposed to be. I can't remember. Maybe the Koreans? And then over here, still some modern U.S. soldiers inside of the city limits here. It does look like, yeah, the United Nations did end up going down, but inside the city, we've still got a defense. We've still got the TOS-1s as well. We've got 2.2 million alien soldiers remaining right now, and we've got the insurgents still alive. So things aren't abysmal. They're not amazing, but it's not Jover until it's Jover, baby. So let's keep her going. Well, there's only 2,300 humans remaining. It's actually the insurgents over here. These guys are impressive, bro. I'm actually shocked that they're doing this well. 1.98 million aliens remaining, so yeah, this did not go fantastically well, I will say. I think almost all the siren heads are dead, but we might run it back without the siren heads and the tripods just to see if all the standard aliens could defeat the human nations. However, we'll watch the insurgents die out here. And there we go, a victory for the aliens with 1.95 million left, so the humans were able to kill over 4 million. Let's see this again without the tripods and the siren heads, just to see what happens. Alright guys, so just the straight up 6 million without the big boy units, and it seems a lot less laggy without them, so that's kind of a bonus of this. The civilians obviously will be the first up again. And here come the enemies right on up to the civvies. I kind of forgot these guys even existed because last battle, they really were only in the first couple of minutes. So we're having them clash with the aliens first and foremost. TOS-1's getting some shots in there too. I'm sure that will be more helpful later on, but let's time-lapse the civilians going down first, and then we'll see how the modern military holds up afterwards. Alright, civilians died in about 4 minutes there. We have 500,000 kills, over 500,000 kills from the modern military already. So that is pretty impressive. I think over here, again, will be the weak point in the battlefield. Some of these guys are already getting bloodied a little bit due to some of that deflection fire, but it's not too bad yet. And the middle is actually holding up so much better for the civilians now that they don't have to deal with the tripods attacking them over here. So that's a pretty major benefit for them. And then over here, the M1A2 Abrams are currently dealing with these guys coming forward. They'll likely go down again, but again, no tripod means no laser fire, which that laser fire can be extremely devastating, and I think it especially impacts armored units more so, so that might have been a big reason why the Abrams went down last time around, relatively early on, I would say. We also got TOS-1 fire coming in here and impacting some of these guys, which is very helpful for the Abrams to not have to deal with as large of an enemy coming at them. We've also, of course, got the Chinese military here spraying down some enemies in the distance. TOS-1 systems over here also not having to deal with enemies too close, except for these guys are getting very, very close. Fire, fire, fire! Oh, they're getting hit a little bit here. Yeah, these things are way weaker than most vehicles, so you really gotta watch out for that. That's not a good thing in the slightest. So they need to keep those puppies alive for sure, for sure. Actually, why don't we go ahead and watch these fellas rip for a little bit here, because they are just so good and so fun to watch. We have 5 million aliens remaining. And 10 minutes later, they are still holding the Sea Whizzes. So clearly, this is going quite a bit better than before. Even the M1A2 Abrams are still alive up until this point, and we only have 2.8 million aliens left, so only 800,000 more kills for the Earth armies before they end up breaking the last battle's record. So clearly it was the tripods and the siren heads that ended up being so disastrous for the human defenders last time around, and without them, the aliens are not nearly as powerful as they were. So it's pretty nice to see the Earth Army taking a W after taking a tremendous L. So, you know, we gotta give and take where we can, you know what I'm saying? Either way, let's watch some M1 Abrams fighting for a while. Alright, well this is looking like it will be an Earth victory here, and a big one, because they still have 68,000 soldiers left. Aliens only have 1 million troops left. Right now, the Chinese army over here is getting ripped to shreds, so I expect them to probably all die before this battle is over. Insurgents are untouched. Sea Whizzes have lost half their force, maybe. Over this way, yeah, more dead Chinese soldiers over here. Modern U.S. soldiers doing fantastic. The M1 Abrams we saw were doing really, really great. They've lost a couple of their tanks, but nothing too damaging. Over here, the UN also doing incredibly well, but the Vietnamese over here have taken a lot of losses, and they've created a little wine river here, which blocks a lot of those enemies from coming in. So that's helpful for them at the very least, but I think this is a pretty clear-cut defense victory here. Of course, we have all the TOS-1 systems and all of the back city defenses as well. So it's just a matter of time. 780,000 aliens now still alive. 5 million have died. Let's see the closing. A mere 1,200 aliens now remain. I don't even know what these guys are shooting at. Oh, there's like a guy running through the bodies here. That's really funny. So while humanity did technically lose in the first battle, they did manage to win in the second battle, and I guess they lost purely because of the incoming tripods and siren heads. So without those, the aliens aren't able to do it. This is the last of the aliens over here, which is kind of funny. Let's see. Let's nuke them. Just destroy them. Yes, sir. And there was 67,000 Earth Army units left alive before we dropped that nuke, although the nuke did kill a lot of Earth people as well. We'll kill these aliens too for fun. But yeah, obviously an Earth victory the second time. Oh, lag. But a very clear-cut alien victory the first time. If you guys did enjoy this video, please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to click that subscribe button for more content, and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be alerted to whenever I live stream or upload. Thanks so much.